What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Wildcards Cozza, the 85 centre-back winter wildcards. Obviously, we are going to use his loan. He's coming in at about 100,000 coins, which is 2 SBCs of an 82 rated and an 86. Whether he's going to be worth an 86 rated squad is going to be the interesting one, with obviously all of the objectives with the SBCs and everything. We've got a lot to kind of deal with and make sure we are managing the club as much as we can, really. 1999 date of birth, very nice indeed. 5'10", don't know why I mentioned that, but medium high on the attacking and defensive work rate. He is a left-footed centre-back. He is, 2-star, 3-star. No traits, unfortunately. Has come from a 72 rated silver, obviously in the Ligue 1. I'm interested because obviously with silvers, I do find that the animations don't really translate amazingly. Whether this guy could be different is going to be the question. We've got good pace on him. Passing wise is about average. Agility balance, again, that's where I kind of fall down because I feel like the animations really, they play with the numbers there. I've seen 90 and 80 and all of that on the agility balance, and they don't play any better than Gomez, who has 60, or I think one of the defenders I used that was a top defender had 60. I think it was Rio. I want to say base Rio had that, and because of his animations, he is fantastic, whereas sometimes the silver to gold or silver to high rated, even the bronze to high rated, they just don't translate very well. We've got cracking defensive and physicality stats on him. I can imagine either the shadow or anchor is going to be needed. A shadow would give you 95 pace, 95 defending, turn him into an 91 defender, and an anchor would turn him into a 92 rated centre back with 90 pace, 94 defending, and 92 physical. Depending on what we've got in the club, I will go shadow or anchor. I think they are going to be the two. Obviously, one gives you some physicality stats as well, which is always a bonus. But let's jump into the team and just see what them bonuses do. So we have added the anchor to Cozza. I thought that probably would be the better option, just to balance out that physicality as well as then getting the defending and the physical bonus. I think if I was looking at the card straight away, it's a very well-rounded centre-back, to be honest. Really good defending, physicals up there. Even the dribbling isn't awful in terms of where you need it. Good balance, reactions is up there. Composure is on the lower end, but I think that's okay for the moment. And then some decent pace with average passing. The only thing that's really going to get with me is that he's 100,000 coins and he's a silver to a special. So I'm interested to see what that animation says. Let's jump into him, see if the anchor's the right choice. And again, he's watching Calvert-Lewin like an absolute hawk. Okay, he's going to pass it away. Bang, there's the tackle. That was nice, very nice. Obviously, the recovery sort of tackles and defending is what I'm really looking for here. Can Werner get to it? He's going to lob the keeper, thinking he's going to go. But like I say, in terms of putting him on the back foot, that's what I really want to see. Making that mistake and having to kind of run against the current with him. That's where normally these sort of centre-backs that have been upgraded by a decent amount really struggle. So let's have a look. Calvert-Lewin again is looking for that Neymar. You know he is. Animation's not necessarily terrible, but that's awful goalkeeping. Cozza again out. We're going to go for that big through. Okay, why even bother? I know that his passing isn't that bad. Isn't that good. It's a good block from him, though. Gets the interception straight away. And I say we could counter, but it doesn't look like it's happening just yet. Cozza playing out the back. So far been okay, nothing too spectacular with him, and he's making a big run here. Can we get a cross on him? Joe Cole down a wing. Cozza's still moving. We have got a defender on us. Let's see if we can just shake him. Looking for Cozza in the box. He's set up and we've completely missed him, but Pulisic comes in and takes his place, and that is where Cozza really needed to be. Again, we're watching this kickoff extravaganza. He's trying with Calvert-Lewin, and to be honest, so far with him, I would actually say animation wise seems pretty decent. Definitely not kind of as slow as I would have thought he would have been. Just got to try and watch it. You can kind of see there is a little bit of delay here, but you necessarily wouldn't defend like that. I'm just very interested to see what he can do in a very short amount of time. So obviously you've got to really hammer him and see if he can do what you kind of want. Some centre backs are really good at it. Some just physically fall apart if you even attempt to just try and constantly use them. Cozza watching Foden is going to come back in. It's a great turn and he makes a great AI block on him. Put him in the position and he does what's needed. Obviously that defensive role is somewhat okay for him at the minute. I'm being swayed. I still 100k is a little bit more expensive than I would like for a Ligue 1 centre-back, especially when we have the likes of Kimpembe and Marquinhos. Even their gold cards are probably at the same level, if not better. Like, Marquinhos is incredible. We've got a red version of his inform, and Kimpembe in general is just sensational. Like, genuinely one of the best centre-backs for, like, literally 6 to 5k. Watching this ball across. Foden, it's a cracking challenge. Very, very nice from him. Cozza with another challenge. Kante letting it up, but it does manage to push him over as well, so we take that as a big dub. Again, coming in clutch on that centre-back role so far. Cozza stepping with Neymar. This is where I really think the battles are just not going to happen. He manages to get very lucky with that one. He tries a ball in, which it was never going in, unless obviously he was playing for this cross here. But in terms of tackle, again, another big dub for him. Cozza seeing it out. Oh, draws in the foul. Very nice defend. Cozza's got to get back. He's done well to find himself in the position again. Like I say, in terms of kind of playing with your centre-backs, you don't necessarily go all out with them. You kind of look at your CDMs more than anything to start with. Oh, and that's got to be a goal. Easily goal. Just kind of misused there, but I think he did very well to get back. Managed to make that first challenge, and unfortunately it drops back to him. We can't necessarily get him on the break, but again, he's done well. I think he's definitely done better than I thought. It's a little ball over the top. This is where the floodgates open, but that little bit of acceleration is quite nice from him. Seems like he picks up a hell of a lot of speed and then obviously loses it over time, but that necessarily isn't always a bad thing, as I don't really have centre-backs running for long periods of the game. Cozza again is going to come over for Neymar. Oh, nearly gets the block in that one. Again, it's not necessarily the greatest cross, so no real threat there, but had to make something of that as well, though. If I am going into Cozza's overall then, so he's coming in at about 100 across the board. Obviously, prices at the moment, I think, are a bit low. I can imagine they will go up at some point, but we have got to give up one inform in the 82 rated squad, which isn't terrible. That one is naturally quite easy to complete. 80 chem, Ligue 1. Pretty standard. Then we've got the 86, 60 chem. It's not awful. They definitely could have gone higher on that chem to make it a little bit more difficult to complete, but we take it. The only issue I've got is an 86 rated squad for this card. I just don't see it personally. In terms of Ligue 1 centre-backs, who have we got then? Because I've named two already. Ramos, one to watch. Wouldn't really say he's a top rated one. Dante SBC, if you've done him, fantastic centre back. Obviously you've already done him, so you've already got another 100k centre back there. Tiago, again, look at him, fantastic centre back there. So really you're looking at top 5, maybe top 6, depending on if you rate Denea. I think if he manages to get a couple of informs, I think he's really one that you could put into the question of a decent kind of player that you could put in for a Ligue 1 squad. Not necessarily a main squad, but definitely Ligue 1. The only difference for me, and I think I always bring it back to some of these golds, is you've got 4.4k on the 83 centre back here and 14k on the 87 centre back here. For me, I believe both of these are better than Cozza. Naturally, they just are very, very good in this game. We still technically use our gold Kimpembe in the main squad, and obviously we've got very lucky with getting the inform in Foot Champs rewards to get that basically untradeable in the squad, and he's never leaving until he gets another one that we managed to get. But in terms of the difference, I just think them two play better. They have better animations, naturally are good at defending, even more so than Cozza. And to be fair to him, I will give Cozza the benefit of the doubt. I really thought he was going to be completely woeful. But in terms of what I saw, I thought he was actually alright. Pace-wise, the acceleration really was noticeable to start with. Obviously, he started dropping speed the longer that you were running, but that first burst of pace was actually quite nice. It added that little extra second to catch up, which again, is always what you want in a centre-back. Turning-wise, again, wasn't awful. I did think he was going to be a little bit worse there in terms of his actual speed on recovering. Again, not awful. Like I say, he's not necessarily the meta player, but compared to what I was thinking, compared to some of the silver to gold upgrades that we've had, they've not been amazing this year. Last year, I think they actually were semi-decent, to be honest, but I think it was mainly the golds that had, say, like low pace up to the 88s with loads of pace. They were actually quite nice. I think the silver to golds, there's still that little bit of a transition period, personally. We did whack the anchor on him, which obviously does turn him into a 92 rated centre-back overall. Great defending, great physicals, and very good pace. Obviously, passing-wise, wasn't amazing there. That was something that you'll notice a massive difference in with a kind of a higher rated, someone with more best all-round stats as such. So that is something, and in terms of composure, I think that compared to some of the gold cards is going to be an issue. So I think if it was about 50k, 50 to 60, I'd probably advise to do him. Because he's 100, I personally would stay away. With the couple of centre-backs that we've named already, I personally think this guy is going to be falling underneath that category, so I would 100% go and recommend going to get them if you are running a League One side, if you just wanted to kind of like bump up the club a little bit in terms of the different leagues that you've got in clubs. But for me, I think he's a nice card. He's relatively okay, probably just solid on the average. But in terms of the SBC price, I personally will have to say no to this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. Make sure you do like and subscribe. And I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.